Hello guys. So today I want to share with you some tips for how you can be more creative. And the tip I'm gonna share with you today is the following. So if you want to be better, let's say you want to be better at soccer. If you want to be a better soccer player, what you what you need to work on is, of course, you need to get better at soccer. But the the real difference on how you get better at soccer and creativity and better at the work you want to do is to work on yourself. Actually, to work on yourself. So the more you grow, the better you will perform. So if you want to be a good soccer player, you want to work on your health. You want to work on your how you eat your food and what your thoughts, what how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're thinking and feeling, how you're conducting yourself in your life, and it's the same with creativity actually. And that I found the greatest shortcut to more creativity is healing. I would say that is probably the and self-love, probably self-love and healing, or just increasing your love overall, because what we know through Deepak Chopra and many others, of course, is judgment and creativity doesn't go together. So if you're having thoughts like, oh, this is not good, this is not good, and you listen to those thoughts, and or if you listen to those thoughts, or you let those thoughts block you from being creative, you're saying this is not good enough. It's blocking the entire flow. For me right now, I can tell you I haven't made a lot of videos, but I'm not blocking my flow. I'm just saying this needs to come out now, and this I'm not blocking my flow. The words come into my head, and I create. And it's the same with music actually. So if you so creativity and judgment doesn't go together. That's why self-love is very good, because it eliminates that judgment. And so maybe that's really the answer here, as I'm discovering it right now, because creativity is also a discovery. You might discover things as you're being creative, but if you're healing yourself, it's almost, I would say, if you go into like your subconscious traumas and everything, it's almost a shortcut to loving yourself, I would say, because you get like a lot of compassion for yourself. So that's a good way to get more self-love, to become more creative, because you're not putting so much judgment. A self-loving person, and I'm not saying this to criticize, I really am not saying this to criticize, but a self but a self-loving person doesn't have that much criticism. It doesn't have that much judgment. That person doesn't have that much judgment and criticism, and it's for other people, and it's for yourself. So self-love, which can come through healing, because you get more compassion for yourself, more understanding of what you've gone through, and it's the ultimate way of working on yourself, actually healing, because you might have a vibration. Just gonna make sure I'm not losing my thread here. Yeah, I'm gonna follow this. So if you heal yourself, you're actually like removing the vibrations in yourself that are like a block to your, you're removing the when you heal yourself, you're removing the vibration that has been stuck in you. The vibration of I'm not good enough, for example. I'm not good enough. And then you find out, wait a minute, I am good enough. That was just a stupid belief, or a belief I was carrying that wasn't helpful at all. That wasn't helpful at all. And I picked it up from somebody else. It's the belief we've all carried on this planet. We've all carried that, pretty much everyone anyway. And it's a false belief, and we have a lot of those beliefs, and they create negative experiences for us, and then we get traumas, and yeah, so it's usually a belief carried deep down that creates experience that's very painful. And when you heal those traumas and then find the belief that was like creating the trauma, well, the healing gives you more self-love, I would say. And the healing gives you a lot of less self-judgment, I would say. A lot of less judgment. It's like love becomes a new vibration, because you're like present with everything that's been really painful for you. You're present with that, and you're like, so that's why everything was so painful. For my life was so painful, because I was carrying around all these beliefs and all these traumas, all these traumas and all these beliefs that was really holding me down. And so you eliminate those, and what's left is love. And creativity becomes almost a natural byproduct, I would say, if you have been working on creativity, or some other, let's say you have been working on, and so that's really the key, I would say. That's like the biggest thing. If you want to enhance your creativity, you want to heal. You want to heal. You want to heal. You want to heal the negative beliefs that creates all these thoughts that you're not good enough, and all the negative thoughts. You want to heal those things. And it's a really great way of becoming more creative. So that's the message, I think. Healing is a shortcut to creativity, because healing gives you understanding of everything you've gone through, and it really dispels the judgment you have, and gives you self-love. This is actually a sort of discovery for me as I'm saying it. I never realized that this is how it works. But of course, you don't just get creativity from just healing. Probably, you need to be working on creativity. Probably, because I will become a better soccer player by healing. I will become better at soccer, music, I will become better at that, if that's what I'm good at, through my depths of my being. But yeah, so healing is really the key, I think, because it's about working on yourself, and that's the ultimate work, I would say, to heal yourself. That's the ultimate work. And then of course, if you want to get better at creativity, you want to learn from the masters. And I have mentioned her before, but I will mention her again, because I think she's worth mentioning many times. And it's Julia Cameron. She is amazing at She is just simply amazing at creativity. Yeah, she's just simply amazing at creativity. I'm just gonna say it. She's just simply amazing. And she can really be of help. But you of course need to you need to put in your hours, of course. There's a thing people say where it's like 10,000 hours and you make a masterpiece in music or what you're working on, but it's, you know, that's a fun concept, right? Because we have a lot of people who, and I'm not saying this to criticize, I'm not saying that to criticize. I don't want to criticize here. I don't want to criticize. It's just hard work and just pushing for 10,000 hours. It sounds like a good idea, but it doesn't really work, does it? But 10,000 inspired hours of making music, that's gonna give you a lot of masterpieces. Yeah. And how do you become inspired? Well, you follow your joy. You follow your joy. What's fun? And right now, this is my joy. Right now, I want to be here making this video. And this is creativity. I'm creating content on YouTube. So I'm following my joy and being creative at the same time. So maybe I will even be more creative from doing this. And another thing on creativity is, yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's I heard this today actually, and I knew that because she said something similar before, Julia Cameron. I'll listen to her books from time to time, not so much right now. What she said, anyway, was that creativity is done from the real art, and she's talking about music and poetry and painting, maybe, and art, you know, in its many, yeah, art in its many forms, many creative forms, is inside out. Yeah, it's inside out. So it's the real art. It's not, I'm gonna make this up, I'm gonna make this shit up, make this stuff up, and then, you know, I don't even understand that anymore. It's definitely an experience you have, experiences. It's definitely experience. It's following your joy, actually, that leads to fun art, great art. Following your joy, that's really what brings inspiration, actually. So experience, and the Abraham Hicks talks about this all the time. It's all about being happy here in the universe. It's all about vibration. So we really need to get happy. And I can tell you, I haven't had that many social I haven't had many social things. You know, you don't need to have the greatest travel around the world. You don't need to travel around the world. You don't need to have like the biggest life ever to make amazing art. I have watched spiritual videos. I've watched spiritual videos like Eckhart Tolle and Bashar a little bit, and a lot of Abraham Hicks, and I've learned through my experiences, through healing. I've made a lot of music through that. And my life hasn't been grand or big. It feels pretty big now, I can tell you, from the place I am now. Even though on the outside it might not look that big, but it feels pretty big to me right now. So I'm glad for that, because it feels like it's gonna come a lot of music through that. But it doesn't have to be that big. It doesn't have to be like a perfect life. It's You know, your life is made up of all these moments. Like, this is a moment I am having right now where I'm making this. I'm not making this in a stressful, I gotta make something, I gotta be famous on YouTube or whatever. I'm having fun right now. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be big on YouTube or if I'm gonna make a lot of videos. I'm making this video right now because it seems fun and I might be of help. So that's the key here. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And healing is a very good key to that, to being more creative, because now it comes an effortless flow. I've healed so much that there's nothing blocking my flow. There's nothing blocking my flow, at least right now. Who knows if my creativity will just continue to expand like it has, or if I'm in a very creative period. Sometimes creativity goes in an ebb and flow, is what people have told me, but there's also a state where you are very creative, according to the great spiritual teachers of our time. There is a state where you can achieve endless creativity. So that's pretty cool. And I'm hoping for that state to be more and more integrated for me. Or that was not the right words. I'm hoping that I will be more and more creative is the right words. Yeah, I'm just thinking it for something else. I think that's about wraps it up. Or it might be. Yeah, I have a great tip though, for when you are creative, when you are creating. So the tip when you are creating is to enjoy the creativity when you are creating. I've talked about this in a recent video. Well, but the tip here is to really enjoy being creative. And what I like to do with music, I put my headphones on, and sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm not having fun, I put on the music and I really start to appreciate it. I use my left ear a lot because it's the sensitive part of our body, so it's very connected to. At least I'm guessing that's why it's so easy for me to use my left ear. But I'm really focusing on like the beauty of the music. I'm appreciating the music. I'm gonna be fast with this one because my iPhone storage is not the best right now. So yeah. So appreciate music is really good for having more fun while you create music. So if you're appreciating it and having fun, you're like appreciating it, and you're looking for the appreciation in the music you're making. Like, oh, this is so good, so I'm gonna tweak that. Just appreciation, and it's kind of natural. It's gonna be kind of natural for you, but it's a good tip to sometimes be more appreciative of the music when you feel like you drift away, and it's kind of you're losing your energy. So it's good to appreciate that. And also I want to say, I hope I have time to say this, that if you appreciate your lyrics when you've written them, I usually write them on my phone and sing them like straight away. Sometimes it's good to sing it straight away. I go on intuition, but if you appreciate the words before you're gonna sing them, so you write down your lyrics, you write down your lyrics, and then you just appreciate. You're like, oh my god, these are so amazing, and you just read it through until you get to like a, wow, these are really good words, and you read the whole, yeah, you read as much until you have the energy of the song, and you're like, this is really amazing, and then you start recording the song. The vocals become 10 times better, I'll tell you, 10 times better if you have that appreciation before you write your song. So I hope, yeah, I'm gonna share as much as I can before time runs out, and then the video is just gonna end, okay? So that's a really good way to make your lyrics sound amazing, by appreciating the lyrics you've written before you sing them. So that's really good tip. I promise, it's a really good tip. And I can go back to mixing if, let's see how much time I have. So when you're mixing and you're appreciating, so you're looking for appreciation. Where is it? How does it sound the most beautiful? How does it sound the most amazing? And you're like looking for appreciation instead of looking for what's wrong with this, what's wrong with this. You see the vibration difference when I'm sitting this? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with it? You know, how can I bring out the best in this sound? How can I bring out the best? And sometimes you have to, I think that's the key to making a great mix, honestly. I'm not the best mixer, I'm learning, I'm not saying that. I have a lot to learn about mixing, but that's a really good way to make it sound beautiful. Yeah, really good way to make it sound amazing, is looking for the appreciation in the music. And I'm just gonna see how much time we have left. See, I think that about wraps it up. Yeah, so if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you another time, hopefully. Yeah, I will see you another time. Bye!